Hi guys, with the release of Duelist Nexus, a lot of old archetypes got new support, and we will look deeper into one specific archetype, one of my favorites, and we do that so with a new deck profile. Enjoy! So the deck I'm talking about is of course my beloved Evol deck, and I guess I didn't make a deck profile of this deck yet. I playing this deck since a longer time, here and there, and I was really waiting for the support because it gives the deck a lot more control options and more speed. And I saw a lot of deck profiles online where they mix it with the old dinosaur cards, just like Oviraptor oder Miscellaneous and then doing some stuff with Ultimate Conductor Tyranno and so on. But I don't want to do that. I want to Waiter play this deck pure. And yeah, I'm really thinking a lot what I can do with this deck, how I can improve it. And at the same time to contain it as I would like to play it without mixing it with other archetypes. And I'm still thinking about it, how I can improve it. For example, I am not sure if I would like to play Evol Fearless. In general, I talked as Fearless is not that great of a card, but on the other hand, it could be a great card. But I'm, I'm really what's called aggroing or thinking about testing him together with Nayasho or with other cards. But I don't want to play so many bricks, and yeah, I need more time, I need more testing. Maybe I will test him because maybe this card has some hidden potential. But for now, I don't want to play him, and I don't want to play the spell card Evil Force. So, for the moment, I play this. I play Triple Mega Chirella to Lone Fire Blossom out every dinosaur monster we play. Then I play Triple Weslow. Yeah, most of you would think, what does a flip effect monster does in this deck? Yeah, I know it's slow, but I really like Weslow. And this deck is somewhat of, on your first turn you want to control your opponent as much as you can. And if you don't not have the right combo pieces in hand, you can just play Weslow and play a more trap-based control-like situation. That's what I like, so in the good old days. And I play a few high-impact trap cards. And yeah, Weslow is a card that I like, so I really wanted to include him. And yeah, you could possibly cut the Weslow and play the Fearless and the Nayasho. But as I mentioned before, I'm testing out this variation with Weslow. I know it's a bit slow and it's not explosive, but yeah, Weslow is really not that bad of a card. And with the no support and with a few other cards, you can really get high resources with it. The other trios are Lias. Lias is one of the new ones. It's probably the best main deck monster you have because this one triggers instantly when it's summoned, and you can set your singularity directly from your deck, and that's pretty good in my opinion what Konami does. Normally the dinosaur monsters of the Evols doesn't trigger except they are special summoned to the Evol tiles or via the Evol tiles, And this one is a big exception because it just says if this card is normal or special summoned, then you can do things. And I guess it's pretty important to look forward because this deck is not as strong, but can be very strong and dominating when it goes first. It can build up different on it depends on the hand. You can build 6 negates with only 2 or 3 cards, and that's pretty fun. Then for the others, I played triple Diplo to destroy back row, and triple Volcano. Volcano is the one that special summons other Evosaurias from the graveyard. And the best target would be Laios, because Laios triggers even when special summoned via Volcano. And yeah, it's pretty good. So I only play 50 monsters in total. Because if you draw too many monsters, then you have more controlish cards to interact with your opponent. Gosh. For spells, I play only 7. I play triple Evo Diversity. Diversity is sadly hard once per turn, but you can grab every single of your monsters, and let's make it very good. You can just grab that card you need most in this situation. Then, because I play no hand traps, I'm testing out triple Time Tearing Morganite. This deck can go very fast into the grind game. And in my opinion, if you have a grindy deck and you can afford to play Morganite, then you have higher chances of winning the grind game. It's because you have 2 normal summons, and what's more important, you have 2 draws. So these 2 draws, or let's say so, Time Tearing Morganite is a very interesting card. When you play it, you get no benefit. Okay, you get 2 normal summons. Okay, but that must be really good normal summons if you want to go into high card economy, so that you go pluses and pluses and pluses, and Time Tier Morganite is just in the your second turn a +1. So you go always neck 1 and you play it, and it's always +1 turn 2, and then you go +1 every turn, so automatically. So you can draw even faster your outs or your answers you need or your combo pieces. So if you manage to stall your opponent with cards, just like Baguska, and they cannot play around it, and you're sitting with a Baguska 2 or 3 turns, you can actually draw 6 cards, your opponent can do nothing, and then you can play cards to out their board, if they are building any, and you just can do your thing. So I like Morganite in this deck because it really speeds it up. If you don't like to play Morganite, you can also play the Pot of Prosperities, but I don't have Pot of Prosperities, and I was thinking about playing maybe 1 Pot of Prosperity, because the extra deck is insane important for this deck. Without extra deck you cannot win. And yeah. Then for last spell I play, of course, the Harpies Feeder Duster to clear back row from Labyrinth and so on. So, then for the traps, there are a lot of traps. Of course, we play the best trap in the deck, the Evil Singularity, which is finally searchable. What it does is just simply you special summon an Evolza Xyz monster from your extra deck by taking a Evol tile in your graveyard and the Evosauria in your graveyard, and it teaches at material. So it's pretty good because you can summon anything. You can summon rank 4 or rank 6. So you must not play the brick Evolza Elias to summon your rank 6 boys, which are insanely strong. But yeah, This trap just cheats your boss monsters out, just like crazy. Then for more negation, I'm playing Triple Solemn Judgment for cards like Evenly Matched, Dark Ruler, and so on, that want to bait your Lars or your Lagia. And yeah, you can activate it anytime. I was thinking about playing Solemn Strike 2, or to even replace it with the Solemn Judgment. But I think Solemn Judgment is better in my opinion, because it can give answers anytime, and playing Solemn Judgment and Solemn Strike is yeah, a bit greedy, because you must really look at your life points, and even in timeout. So in game 2 or 3, when you close to timeout and you activate Solemn Judgment, you put yourself on a big clock, and yeah, you must really show or really look after your life points. After I said, this kind of deck is more like grindy. If you're lucky enough, you can kill your opponent on turn 2, on your turn 2, if you have enough negations on board, thanks to the trap. Then for more defense, I play Triple Storming Mirror Force, because it can literally out everything except for tower monsters. For tower monsters and combo decks, we have Destructive Daruma Karma Cannon. Puts everything face down, so if you play against Link or against some tower decks, just like at Ignistar or Blackwing, you can just smash them with this. Then for the other 6 traps, they are all just 2-offs, which I'm testing out, which would be the perfect cards. So I played 2 Terrors of the Overroot. The reason is because you can not just out monsters, you can also out spells and traps, or even field spells or something like that. So this card, yeah, you don't rely on having one feeder duster. You can also have your Terrors of the Overwood to out something like what card I chose? Rivalry of the Warlords, or Skill Drain, or any other floodgate or card your opponent activates. When your opponent activates a spell card, a field spell card, and you can just send it to the graveyard with Terrors. Or when you play against Kashtira, and you can just place their first Kashtira monster into the graveyard and set any other monster they don't need, so they cannot play, and so on. So you know Terrors of the Overwood from Labyrinth. Then I'm testing out more negation in forms of Lost Wind. The problem with the deck is that if your opponent has monsters with very high attack points, just like Branded or so on, and you cannot get over it very easily. Your deck has a great number of cards that has under 2500 attack. Even if your opponent has some Bestials or something other what are bigger than your cards are, and it's very difficult to get over it. So I decided to play Lost Wind to first have more negation on board, and on the other hand, you can halve your opponent's attack points if they dare to attack your Lars or Lagia or Dolka, whatever. In the damage step, you can just punish them. And this card even recycle itself, so it's somewhat of negation and a defense card. And then I play for the last trap 2 Compulse Evocation Device. Just to have more interrupt, or to dodge Whaler or Imperms on your Lars, or something other, and yeah, it's just a general good card, even for the branded match, to not trigger the Mirror Jade. So it's 40 cards, main deck, and then for the extra deck is, yeah, a bit experimental. I will show you first the link monsters. For link monsters, I play double Duelist Chimera. Little Chimera is a card that can boost your monsters by 500. And you are sometimes in a situation where you have no combo and a Weslow lying around and does nothing. And your Singularity Trap, where is it? Is not live at all. So you have no reptile and no dinosaur in your grave, and I was thinking about who could I make the best with Weslow and keeping my singularities alive. And I was just thinking about, okay, then I can just link them away, but what are the targets? So I can't choose to link it away into Hita, but I don't want to play Hita because I play no access code or something like to link climb. Then I was thinking about IP Masquerina, but I don't want to play IP Masquerina because of different reasons. And then my eyes were laid on this Chimera. And Chimera answers a few problems of this deck. So you can link away your reptiles and your dinosaur to keep Singularity alive. And on the other hand, with a boost, you can run actually over lots of your problem cards with higher attack points. And that's why I decided to play double Chimera. And for the other links, I play one bow load and one bow sword. Greetings to Lehel, I guess. Yeah, bow sword is just an OTK machine and to run over big stuff. And bow lord is for cards like, I guess, Elvermax. Bow lord is the best Elvermax out, and I think there are a lot of players that restart playing IP and Elvermax lock, and yeah. I want to have also answers to cards like Dragoon or the cards you cannot easily go after. So that's the only links I play. Then for XCs, I play, of course, the triple Lars. I was thinking about playing 2, but I guess 3 are better in my opinion. The problem is not every Evolza monster is good in every matchup. So I wanted to have the right Evolza monster to go into for the different matchups. Because if you play, for example, against Labyrinth, you don't really want to make a Dolka, you go more into Lagia, but Lagia is only one negate. So you can Lagia something from your opponent, and then with Singularity you can go into Lars and just negate their Floodgates or their Welcome Labyrinth cards and so on. And there was it talked as for me that I'm really want to have a wide variety of Evolza cards. That's why I'm playing triple Lagia and triple Dolka. Of course the old ones. And yeah, I know there are a lot of decks that want to play him twice, and him twice. Sometimes even 1 and 1. It doesn't understand why. And yeah, Dolka is more for combo decks. Lagia is more against, yeah. If you are uncertain what you will face, you should make Lagia. You should make Lagia because Lagia can answer monsters in specific reasons and last. And yeah, if you go into, yeah, as I mentioned before, if you go into some monster combo decks and Dolka and everything other, the spell and traps, Lagia, if you know your opponent, you know the time when to go into which exist monsters. And yeah, for this reason to have everything in every matchup, I am playing triple of everything. Then I'm still playing one Soldier. I make it not often. Soldier was original plans plan to play against cards or decks that has a lot with destruction, because this card cannot be destroyed by card effects as long as it had material. And yeah, I want to have something like Lagia with two materials. But I don't want to cut him, because sometimes he came up and he even has higher attack points against Lars. So maybe I could cut this for Zeus, because I play no Zeus in this deck. Because I don't know what to cut. Maybe I can cut one Chimera, but I really don't want to, but maybe I will. Because I really want to have the Zolda. Yeah, or when I play against an opponent who sends all this to the graveyard with some card effects. I don't know which card effects, but I wanted to have another name to go into with Singularity. And you never know if this card ever will be good in certain matchups. I guess this one will be very decent against Kashtira, because if your opponent special summons one Kashtira monster from your hand, you can just negate it. And yeah. And the last but not least, the Baguska. I know this video was a bit long, but yeah, I really wanted to talk about a few cards and explain why I play them in the first place. And yeah, this is my Evol deck profile for now. If I have any changes, then I will inform you. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this little deck profile of this fun deck. I guess this deck has some potential, but it really stays very far behind in terms of power creep from the other decks. But in future, if Konami decides to print more cards like Leos, who does not rely on the little reptiles, then I guess this deck can be really good. And furthermore, it's really fun to play with, and I enjoy it. So yes, stay safe. And yeah, I guess that's it for this video. Thank you for watching, and we see us in the next video. Bye bye.